you know what's his name? It's, no, for some reason I thought it was Jack Black, not Jack Black, Jack Sparrow. So you know the character Jack Sparrow and how there's a lot of people make a lot of like stuff about him, like as
Mm-hmm.
in theories about his existence and stuff like that, because like the he was on that one island for a long time and stuff like that.
Mm.
So I think that I can't log into Disney Plus right now. Okay, well I can't be more descriptive than I can be by just saying this. So basically, I think the first what's it called? Pirates of the Caribbean was definitely the best. The third was the second best, and then it goes second, and then the fourth and fifth are in the order they came. I personally hate the fourth and fifth Pirates movie. They were not good. Like looking back, they just weren't. The storyline was kind of all over the place. I mean, you already had like the story kind of murdering Elizabeth and what's his name, the boyfriend, Will
Mm-hmm.
Turner, and I just like I don't like the story of that movie, and it wasn't that good. And the fifth movie, where it's like, hey, they had children, and then the children don't meet their parents. I think it's dumb. I think that the Jack Sparrow that was in all the movies changed because of it, and that's what annoys me the most about those movies. Because the first, he was all jokey, he was funny, he was goofy eye, he was it was really funny. And then the
Mm-hmm.
second movie he got a little funnier. Honestly, it was like even better. The third, he went a little lower, and then once the fourth and fifth hit, I think the movie knew the storyline was so bad they had to make Jack Sparrow say as many jokes as possible. So what they did was after having like the story change so much, they're like, "Hey, what if we made Jack Sparrow look like the highest person in the room at all times?" And so they decided, okay, he's gonna say funny jokes, as many as he can, but he's also not going to stop talking, and he's going to say some unfunny jokes that nobody laughs at but are acknowledged that they were jokes. That's what I think they did to him in the fourth and fifth Pirates movie, and I don't like that. I went to the Disney attraction of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and I was on it, and I was looking around, and I was like, "This is cool and all, but none of this happened in the movie." And I realized something: Pirates of the Caribbean definitely after the first movie, because that's what the ride was based upon, they were not intending on going for a full storyline. They were honestly, they had to have been, what's it called? Planning on basically making it like a one movie, two movie kind of thing, because I don't think it needs a storyline. I think it would be better when I looked at that ride at Disney. I was like, oh, this is cool because it's like pirates came to this town, and then they were pirates. And then at the end of the ride, they get caught, and then after that, it's Jack Sparrow in a random house. That's actually the end of the attraction, which doesn't make sense to me because it's like why is he just sitting there in a random house filled with money? Like isn't there a war between the pirates and the British right now? I wish the pirates won, but you know, either way, basically, I think I think they shouldn't have gone with the storyline they did with all this old weird stuff with Elizabeth turning into like a captain, one of the captains of the I don't know what group it was. There's like 7 pirate groups or 10, I think 11. Now that I think about it, in my head, I'm thinking about it, there was like 4 people on both sides, maybe 1 in the middle left and middle right. So I think it was a total of yeah, just 11 people. So there were 11 captains. And then she randomly, after the king of one got murdered, she took the place of it. Because I mean, he just said the last words he could, and it was like, hey, guess what? Guess what? Hey, get trolled. You're king now. Ha, L, and then he just died. So I don't like how they did that because that was like a horrible transition to the next part of the movie, which is like, oh, she's king now. She has to act like it. She's king now. She's gonna be a king. And so like that. It was kind of weird. And then even at the end of the third movie, like they go back to the shore and it's like, okay, but now William Turner is he's by the way, this is spoilers. I don't know if I made it clear. This is definitely gonna be like spoilers for the first second, third, and fourth and fifth Pirates movie. I mean, but if you haven't watched any of those ever, then I mean, where do you live under a rock? Like that's
Yes.
honestly, I don't know anybody who doesn't know the first 3 Pirates movies. Like because everybody knows the first one was the one where they're all skeleton pirates. The second one was when they're all tentacle people and all that stuff. And the third one is when it became War of the Pirates, basically. That's all that was. That was like Calamaria and stuff like that, I think. And the fourth and fifth, I don't think I would respect people that haven't seen them, but know acknowledge that they're bad and do not want to see them because those movies sank. We already established that, but still, basically, like to get back to my point, I don't like how they made all of this go in a direction, and I definitely they think that they changed Jack Sparrow in the making of all this, and I don't like it. I don't like because if you look online at like on YouTube for Disney Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, a real life Jack Sparrow appearance. I don't know what his name is. I can't think of it. The only way I'm gonna remember this if I think of the Amber Heard thing. Amber Heard versus what was it? What was his name? It's not Jack Skellington. Not Jack Black. Not Jack Sparrow either. No, what's his real name? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. That's what it was. I think Johnny Depp, when he did the real life Pirates thing, he looked like he was kind of confused about the set, which made perfect sense because when I was watching, I was like, hey, he looks confused on where he is right now. It's like, oh yeah, because he is, because none of what's happening around him happened in the movies he was in. It's so weird. It's like the only reason he's like that, he's all confused looking, is because he's in like a set that never happened. And it doesn't make sense. It's dumb. It's dumb. They shouldn't have done that. Like even he looked like he was confused. He actually talked about it in that one like lawsuit or whatever. He said he never watched all of the Pirates of the Caribbean, not even the first one, because he just didn't want to see it. And you know what? For him, fair game, like, huge fair game. W man, like right there, because that's like kind of the most baller thing a person could do. You go into a movie, and then there's a second and the third, a fourth, and a fifth. And it's a whole franchise at this point, and you do all of it. You have like things made about you. You're super rich and stuff like that, but you decide not to see any of the five movies you just made a whole world basically know about. Like that's the most baller thing ever. But yeah, in short terms, I think the storyline for Pirates of the Caribbean is trash, and I think that if they just had the first and second movie, everything would be 10 times better. That's my rant.
Wow, I'm surprised he didn't go on to another topic during that rant.
You know what? I mean, I know almost every scene from the Pirates of the Caribbean first movie, so I could have went into more detail, but I have to go to bed at 11, so you know,
Oh, well, I've never watched Pirates of the Caribbean.
I am very astonished.
Nice to meet you, very astonished. Bye bye.
I